Welcome back. Race affects everything American, including progressive politics. Jasmyne Cannick is a journalist and a political consultant who blogs at jasmynecannick.com. Hi, Jasmyne.
Hi.
I loved your op-ed piece in the LA Times about Prop 8. Will you talk about that for a while?
Sure. Basically, Proposition 8 was California's gay marriage proposition that was put on the ballot and funded by Mormons to make sure that gay and lesbian couples in California would never be able to get married. And it caused a lot of controversy in our state. At the same time, we were trying to elect a black president, and the black community played a pivotal role in its passage. And in the wake of Proposition 8, we have a very divided community in this state over gay and lesbians' rights on whether or not to get married.
Well, speaking of tipping point, a lot of people say that the church-going African-American community was, in fact, the tipping point on passing that Prop 8. But how do you feel about that?
I think that African Americans played a role in it. I don't think they played a more significant role than any other minority in the state of California. And as the numbers have shown, they're very close, that Latinos, Asians, and blacks pretty much voted the same when it came to Proposition 8 in terms of the yes on 8. What's not talked about is that there is a significant jump in African Americans who actually voted no on Proposition 8.
Oh, that's encouraging.
It is encouraging, and it just says that, you know, there is hope in the future. And we still have, but like I said, we still have a lot of work to do in our community just in terms of bridging the gap and who we make alliances with and understanding the different communities and people like me who belong to both as being African American and also lesbian.
Well, wasn't there a lot of recruiting going on by, you know, the forces that oppose gay marriage in your community?
Yeah, you know, obviously when you have any kind of proposition, it has to be funded somehow in some way. And what was discovered was that the Mormons were funding this particular campaign. It was just very interesting in terms of how the black community worked in line with the Mormons, considering the fact that they considered black people to be heathens and that we weren't allowed to worship in their temples, yet and still we took money from them and took orders from them and went to the polls and did their bidding. There was no strategy with the no on 8 folks. They just assumed what black people would do, and they were very surprised after November 4th when the numbers came in.
Right.
They assumed that black people would vote in favor of gay marriage.
Yes, because
it's
we
a civil
went through
rights
the civil
issue.
because they compared it to the civil rights movement, not knowing or understanding that a lot of black people do not like that comparison, because gay issues are still primarily seen as white issues, privileged issues. Because when you turn on television, the only gay people you still really see are white gay folks. You don't see people who look like me.
Yeah, there's not a lot of honest discussion about all these things. It doesn't seem like there ever is on any question having to do with race in any possible way. It's sad that it's like that in the progressive community too. Hopefully we'll be able to, talk about that and change it.
Hopefully, and we are at a crossroads in our community, and what they say is whatever happens in California, so goes the rest of the country. So all eyes are in California right now. We're waiting on this decision to come back from the courts, and this issue is going to stay at the forefront of social justice issues, at least in this state, for the rest of the year.
Well, give us what you think would be the correct strategy for people who are pro-gay marriage. I mean, what's the right way of doing it?
Okay, my white gays guide for dummies on how to deal with the black community. Number one, you have to talk to black people, and you have to understand that all gay issues aren't white gay issues. When you have an issue with the black community, talk to your black counterparts. There are plenty of black gay and lesbians in the state of California who gladly would have said, including me, do not compare the gay rights movement to the civil rights movement, because people like my 87-year-old grandmother just don't see that. And, that's one way to quickly turn people off. And also,
so it's about you're saying it's about participation at the grassroots level.
At the
right?
grassroots level, and understand that you have to be at the edge of other folks' battles as well.
Oh boy, I've said that and gotten a lot of trouble for it.
Well,
but then I heard Harvey Milk.
More.
I heard Harvey Milk saying it in the movie. Well, Sean Penn as Harvey Milk, And I was like, look, I got in a lot of trouble for saying what I said to gay people about adopting a larger, more inclusive
They
thing
have
about,
to.
they absolutely do.
They have to. I do not consider myself in any way a gay rights activist. As a matter of fact, I'm so turned off by the gay mafia at this point because they refuse to do just that. You know, Latino, Asian, and black gays and lesbians don't live in West Hollywood. They live in their respective communities where you find other minorities, and they're dealing with issues around poverty, homelessness,
Right.
being able to get jobs. And where's the gay community on those issues?
It's such a class issue more than it
It
is even a
is.
race or any other kind of issue. Um, Strange Bedfellows, thank you so much for being with us. I know you think I'm over the top, but it seems like everything on cable news networks is for people who are too goddamn stupid to read and too lazy to get off their fat, lazy asses to do any of their own thinking or research because they're all doped up on Zoloft and Prozac, Viagra, booze, pot, or Oprah's angel networks of fat, lazy, useful idiots. Opiates are the religion of the masses. Wake up, America, okay? These cable news networks are all about lying about the very real lynching of working class America. Their mission, attempting to shift the blame downwards, to point the finger at those who can't fight back. Immigrants, gays, the hopelessly mired in poverty, anybody but the handful at the top who are actually profiting from all this misery and contention. Why are the worst criminals never justly punished in this country?